Welcome to the weekly wrap-up where I update you about what happened in the past week in the world of hip-hop in SA and globally. My name is Manelisi. I am one half of the podcasting duo The Oracles alongside the superstar oracle Z Mazibuko. Normally, I will start from Monday and then go up to Friday, but sometimes I will do the weekends as well. So in this week's episode, we'll be looking at Sunday the 8th of September up until Saturday the 14th of September 2024. A couple of interesting things happened this week, but we will be looking at Kendrick's Super Bowl 59 halftime show announcement, Back to the City's lineup announcement, and I'll give you my first listen ratings on some of the albums that dropped yesterday. Without wasting any more time, let's get started. On Sunday the 8th of September, Kendrick Lamar and the NFL announced that Kendrick will be headlining the Super Bowl 59 halftime show in New Orleans, Louisiana in February next year. The announcement was made with a video of Kendrick making use of a football throwing machine running plays. The imagery in the video and the wording of the monologue are believed to be sending messages, such as Kendrick standing on the 50-yard line, the American flag in the background, and him saying you only get one chance at a championship, no round twos.
You know it's only one opportunity to win a championship. No round twos.
I'll put it in the front page, back page, middle page, wherever. Headliners, column 1 or 2, we will win game 2.
You're not backing off?
We will win game 2.
Amongst a few other things in the ad. One exciting and interesting thing about Kendrick doing the show is that he is the first hip-hop act to be a solo headliner. Of course, Dre headlined in 2022 and it was promoted as a Dr. Dre halftime show, but officially, it was a Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, and 50 Cent halftime show, similar to other previous shows with hip-hop acts. They were alongside other artists. But this time, it is just Kendrick. If you're active on social media, you are most likely to have seen the responses around the announcement, most of which was questioning why it wasn't Lil Wayne that was booked for the show as it is in his home city. That in itself is a whole other conversation. But my opinion on it is that yes, Wayne is a musical treasure to New Orleans. Yes, he has an incredible discography, and yes, he did have an incredible run for almost 10 years of being in almost every hit song on TV and radio between 2006 and maybe 2015 or so. However, I do not believe that in his current state, he can give an amazing performance that meets the standards of the last 3 shows. Interestingly, and this is my last point before I move on, Dr. Dre, Snoop, and Kendrick are the only artists in the history of the Super Bowl halftime show to headline in their home city. On Tuesday, the 10th of September, the biggest hip-hop festival in Africa, Hennessy Back to the City, finally released this year's lineup with roughly 4 weeks to go until the festival. This year it came a month or 2 later than usual. With over 100 acts booked, there's obviously a lot of exciting names on the lineup such as Nasty C, Maglera, Mr. 200 Bars, Big Zulu, Touchline and Ginger, DJ Speedster, Miss Cosmo, DJ Clan, amongst a whole others. This year's major announcement is this year's international act is Benny the Butcher. Between the Power Hour featuring the new school acts, the Quellas, Usimamane, Tony Diamond and K-Kid, as well as the Heritage Act featuring Tebe. This year, the festival will be celebrating albums turning 20 years old. On the lineup for that are Zubs for his album Listeners Digest, Pitch Black Afro for Styling Gel, Mr. Salvin for Formula, and on behalf of Double HP, Lection will be leading us in celebrating Umang Reloaded. Hennessy Back to the City is happening on the 12th of October at Mary Fitzgerald Square in Newtown, Johannesburg from 2 p.m. until 2 a.m. Almost 13,000 tickets have been sold already. You still have a chance to get your Falcon tickets starting from 450 rands each. And that's it for the news. Now let's get into this week in hip-hop history. This week has a lot of birthdays. Now on the 9th of September, 2 albums were dropped. In 2016, Anati released his debut album Artifact, and in 2021, Constatich and AKA released their joint album You Are Welcome. On the 10th of September 1995, rapper and dancer Constantinos Tobenolu, best known as Constatich, was born, and in 1999, Lisiho Mnyandu, best known as Flame, was also born. On the 11th of September 2001, Jay-Z releases 6th studio album, The Blueprint. The Blueprint was primarily produced by Kanye, Just Blaze, and Pink, and only has one feature, that's Eminem on Renegade. The album features the Nas diss, The Takeover, the singles Izzo, HOVA, Girls, 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 Song Cry, and Jigga That Nigga. Also on the 11th of September 2007, Kanye and 50 Cent released their third albums, Graduation and Curtis, respectively. Both artists were competing for first week sales. Kanye eventually sold 957,000 copies of Graduation, while 50 sold 691,000 copies of Curtis. On the 13th of September 1994, the Notorious B.I.G. releases debut album Ready to Die. Ready to Die has only one feature, Method Man on the What. It has the singles Juicy, Big Papa, and One More Chance. Also on the 13th of September in 1996, Tupac Amaru Shakur died. He passed on after getting shot in Las Vegas on the 7th of September. And on the 14th of September 1980, Jabulani Tambo, best known as Hip Hop Bansula or HP, was born. And now to close it off, here is some new music that dropped this week. Talib Kweli alongside J. Rawls dropped their album The Confidence of Knowing. I haven't had a chance to listen to it as yet, so I don't have a rating on it, but it's Talib, so you have to check it out. Usimamane dropped his debut album 20th Days Before Maud. It's a 14-track album, has 11 features, including Tony Daimane, K.O. Anati, and Okemalum Kolkat, amongst others, and it has a runtime of 53 minutes. I give it a first listen rating of 7.5 out of 10. Sizwe Alakine or Reason dropped his new album Audio 2D, Dear Darkie. It's also a 14-track album, has 13 features including Speaker, Ntombela, Infectors, and Luami, amongst others, and it has a runtime of 48 minutes. I give it a first listen rating of 8.5 out of 10. And A-Reece dropped a surprise mixtape, Kill the King, the mixtape. It contains 19 tracks, has several features including J. Jody and Ginger Trill, and has a runtime of 44 minutes. It is an amazing body of work, and I give it a first listen rating of 9 out of 10. All these releases are available on most streaming platforms, so make sure to check them out. And this is all I wrote for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share this video with your family, friends, neighbors, and everyone else in between. And shout out to Gabriel Santos, aka Vey Beats, for the background music. He's an incredible beat maker from Brazil, so make sure to check out his YouTube channel and subscribe to it as well while you're there. Until next week, have a good one.